Hello everyone, welcome to Java tutorial. So today our topic is multi-threading in Java. So multi-threading in Java is a process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. So in Java we can execute multiple threads simultaneously, and that method is known as multi-threading, and that way of coding is known as multi-threading. So in multi-threading, what are the advantages? So multi-threading, it is lightweight sub-processes, a smallest unit of processing. So a thread is a smallest unit of processing. So multi-processing and multi-threading both are used to achieve the multitasking. So if you want to do various tasks simultaneously, so in that case we can use either multi-processing or multi-threading. But why we use multi-threading? What is the benefit of threading over the multiprocessing? So in case of multi-threading, we do not allocate separate memory area for the different threads. So multiple threads share the same area, and context switching between the threads takes very less time. So we can easily pass the information between the threads. So that time is really less. So that is the main advantage of multi-threading over multiprocessing. So in case of multiprocessing, uh, we have separate memory reserved for each process, but in case of multi-threading, multiple threads share the same memory. So it's this multi-threading is very useful in case of gaming animations. So advantages of Java multi-threading. So in case of multi-threading, it doesn't block the user because threads are independent. You can perform multiple operations at same time. You can perform many operations together, so it saves time. And third advantage is threads are independent. It doesn't affect other threads if any exception occur in the single thread. So if any exception occur in one thread, that will not affect the other thread. So then we have the concept of multitasking. So multitasking is a process of executing multiple tasks simultaneously. We use multitasking to utilize the CPU. There are two ways through which we can achieve this multitasking. One is process-based multitasking, another is thread-based multitasking. There are two ways. One is process-based and another is thread-based. So in process-based multitasking, each process have its own address in the memory. Each process allocates separate memory area. So in case of process-based multitasking, each process allocates separate memory area, and process is heavyweight. Cost of communication between the process is high, and switching from one process to another process take more time. And then we have this thread-based multitasking. In case of thread-based multitasking, the multiple threads share the same address, and thread is lightweight. Cost of communication between the thread is low. So that is the advantages of the multi-threading over multi-processing. So multi-threading is a process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. So next what we will do, we will see the life cycle of the thread. How and what are the various steps through which a thread go. So life cycle of thread. So there are 5 main steps. One is new, runnable, running, non-runnable, terminated. So a thread can be in one of the 5 states. According to the Sun, there is only 4 states in the threads. In that is new, runnable, non-runnable, and terminated. There is no running state, but we will see how what are those steps. There are basically 4 steps, but we will include the running as well. So if we see that in a thread we have this new thread, so first it will create a new thread. So let's first we will see we have new. A thread is a new state if you create an instance of thread class but before the invocation of start method. So new is the state when you have created the new instance of the thread class, but it is not yet started. So that particular thread is in new state. After that we have this runnable state. The thread is in runnable state after the invocation of start, but the thread scheduler has not selected it into the running thread. That is not yet in the running state, but start method has been invoked. After that we have running state. In running state, a thread is in running state if the thread scheduler has selected it. So thread scheduler is executing it. That means that particular thread is in running state. After that we have non-runnable state, that is blocked. This is a state when thread is still alive but in currently not eligible to run, maybe due to sleep or it is in waiting state. And last point is terminated. A thread is in terminated or dead state when the run method exits, and after the run method it goes into the terminated state. So let's see this with the help of the diagram. So in here we have new state. So whenever we create the instance of the thread class, that will create a new thread and that will be in the new state. Either that will go into the runnable or that may be terminate or exit due to something bad happen to our program. And whenever the start method will execute, whenever the start method of the thread execute, thread goes from the new to runnable state. And whenever thread scheduler run this thread, it goes into the running state. So there are 2 possibilities in the running state. Either that thread will complete and go to the dead state, or due to wait or sleep it goes into the waiting state. And either from waiting state it will go back to the runnable or it will terminate. So these are the 5 main steps in case of life cycle of a thread. So thank you for watching the video. In our next tutorial we will cover